And I'm going to show you the absolute best technique for cutting a pumpkin, not only quick and easily, but most importantly, safely. And once we're done with today's video, you'll be able to use that pumpkin for any of the recipes that I've got coming up. To start, we're going to lay the pumpkin down on the chopping board with the stalk pointing upwards. This will give us a flatter base so the pumpkin doesn't roll away from us. Then, just to the side of the stalk, leave about 10 centimeters or a couple of inches, stab your knife in, and then start moving the blade towards the board until you make contact with the board. Now you have two halves. Move the larger half out of the way for now, and then we'll remove the seeds and skin from the smaller half. Using a tablespoon, start scraping away at the seeds and the pulp inside. Now you can either discard these or separate the seeds for other uses. Now we're going to flip the pumpkin over onto the flatter side, and then we're going to segment this into about 5 or 6 even-sized slices. Doing this makes it so much easier to skin. We also have a flat base to work with to make things much easier again. Using the knife on the top of the pumpkin, we're going to follow the surface of the pumpkin with the blade. Put the knife in gently and shave the orange skin away from the pumpkin flesh. But we're doing the thinnest of cuts here just to take off the bright orange skin, and this is why you need a very sharp knife to do this job. Keep going with shaving the skin until you get to the point where you have to turn the pumpkin around. Sometimes you might need to hold one end of the pumpkin to get the right angle to shave the skin away. Just keep the furthest end on the board and raise the back up to give you the angle you need to get your knife in. And there we go, one wedge down. And now all we do is rinse and repeat with the rest of this half. So I'm a massive food nerd and I love hearing about how people use different ingredients from all over the world. So if you're watching this video, you've got a pumpkin, what are you doing with it? Let me know in the comments below. Onto the larger half. Remove the seeds like we did in the last half, and then we're gonna lay the pumpkin on the flatter side so it doesn't roll away from us. Have the stalk end pointing towards you so you know where it is. And again, we're gonna go off to the side of the stalk with the knife, just to avoid cutting through the stalk. Again, with a larger piece of pumpkin, we're going to rotate it so the rounded edge is the same side as your knife hand, and we're going to cut through, again, leaving a bit of space from the stalk. And there we have it, 3 parts of pumpkin. Now, I generally don't use the part of the pumpkin underneath the stalk. I've never found the flesh underneath to be any good to eat, so I would just discard that stalk part. But I would still cut as close up to the stalk as possible to minimize waste. Again, flat surface on the board and cut as close to the stalk as you can, giving yourself plenty of space to work and cut away from the stalk part. With this part, you can just lay them down flat on one side and cut the skin off by going straight down with a knife. Divide up the other parts in slices and continue to remove the skin. And that is all you need to do to cut up and skin a pumpkin. Now, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit a thumbs up, and if you haven't yet, subscribe to make sure you stay up to date with all of my new videos, and I'll see you in the next one.